Good morning, dear students. Today, in Environmental Studies Part 1, we are going to learn chapter number 16, Water. Dear students, water is a basic need like food, clothing, and shelter. All animals need water. Without water, we cannot live. But it is necessary that we must drink pure water. If your water is impure, then you may face many health problems. Impure water is dangerous for our health. So today we are going to learn how does water becomes impure. It means pollution of water. Then process of water purification and water management. When other substances get mixed with water, it becomes impure. Some of these substances float in the water, so the water looks unclean or muddy. Some substances dissolve in the water and we cannot see them. If the substances that have got mixed with the water are harmful for living things, we say that the water has become polluted. Rivers, lakes are our sources of water. Then, how does their water get polluted? The waste water of a city or town is collected and let into a water body at a convenient location. The wastewater from residential buildings as well as from factories and industries contains many kinds of impurities. Some of these dissolve in the water while some do not. Sewage water can carry microorganisms that spread diseases. Sewage water means wastewater or dirty impure water. Wastewater from industries is more likely to contain poisonous substances. If all this wastewater is let into water bodies as it is, the water bodies become polluted and that is dangerous. Such water cannot be used for drinking or for any other purposes. That is why it is compulsory for factory owners to treat the water before letting it out. Similarly, sewage and other wastewater of towns and cities is processed for purification before letting it into water body. This helps to prevent pollution of water. Flowing water of rivers get purified to some extent by natural process also. Before water is supplied to a town or city, it is purified. Dear children, we have already studied about method of purification of water. I'll be sending you with this video our journal video 2, which we have already studied. Now let us learn about water purification process at the water works. There are 4 steps of purification of water. In this picture, you can see these 4 steps. First one is settling. The water from the different sources, that is rivers, lakes, dams, is allowed to stand in large tanks. Means here the water gets settled. Alum is also used to help the process of settling. With the swirling of alum, all mud gets settled down and clear water remains up. But remember, still this water is not pure. So, the second step is filtration. Water is filtered using a filtration machine. Next step is oxygenation. Air and water are allowed to mix with the help of pumps. This causes oxygen from the air to dissolve in the water. The last step is chlorination. Chlorine is mixed in the water to kill the germs in it, and then it becomes pure for drinking purpose. But boiling water is the best solution to make the water pure. Water evaporates continuously. That is why places where it does not rain for a long time experience a drought. At such places, the water level falls in rivers, wells, lakes, bunds, and dams. Some of these may even go dry. The land also dries up due to evaporation. Humans and animals suffer from scarcity of water. There is no water for agriculture. This condition is called a famine. A famine is a natural disaster. Food grains and fodder become scarce during a famine. Fodder means dry grass, hay, or food for animals become scarce during a famine. You may have read about a famine in our state, our country, or in another part of the world. People living there have to face lot of hardship. Animals and plants in those parts also suffer. The government temporarily moves people and animals from famine stricken areas to safe places where they can be provided with water, food grain, and fodder. Fodder camps are set up to take care of domestic animals. Rain brings us water again and again, but we get rain for only 4 months in a year. If rainwater is not stored, we will not have water for our daily needs after the rains. To meet the whole year's need for water, rainwater must be stopped. When it is stopped, it percolates into the soil. As the groundwater storage increases, trees get water. Wells too get enough water and the land can be cultivated. Several methods are used to make rainwater seep into the soil. Large dams can be built, but that may not be possible in all places. In that event, the government and the people came together to undertake several works such as building smaller reservoirs, contour bunding, stopping the water of the smaller streams by constructing bunds or bandharas, etc. In some places, wells are dug in river beds to allow water to collect in them. Rainwater falling on roofs of houses is drained into large tanks placed beside the building. Using all such methods helps us to store as much as water as possible. It is very important to use water carefully, to stop rainwater from flowing away, to make it seep into the ground, or to collect it in tanks. Taking steps to ensure that rainwater will be available even in the period after the rainy season is called water management. So what we have learned today? When substances that are harmful for living things get mixed with water, it becomes polluted. Before wastewater is let into water bodies, it is processed in many ways to prevent their pollution. Before the water is supplied to the public, the dissolved and undissolved substances in it are separated at the water works and the germs in it are destroyed. If it does not rain for a long time, it leads to drought and famine. Famine conditions affect humans as well as animals and plants of that region. Water management means stopping or storing water or letting it percolate into the ground to make it available even after the rainy season. So, dear children, always remember water is life and we must use it very carefully. Thank you.